haven't made videos since I was like 19, so it kind of feels weird to be back in front of a camera. Finally, like feeling like I want to do this instead of feeling like I have to force an idea out of my head. So this is refreshing, right? I think it's like the new space, right? I think being in a new environment changes the way you do things, especially creatively. Also, being in an environment that you actually like want to be in, you feel comfortable in, and that's where I'm kind of at right now. Like this new place I moved into is fucking sick. It's insane. I'm not here to brag and talk about it. I just, again, insight to everything. The reason I'm on this video, and the reason I want to like discuss and talk to a camera is that I had this idea. I started really thinking about it, and I felt like I kind of want to get the message out. This idea of like telling yourself that you can do the things you want to do. And it's going into the idea of words of affirmation. If you guys are familiar with words of affirmation, and yeah, the idea is that if you tell yourself you're going to achieve something, and you tell yourself that on a consistent basis, you are going to achieve it. And if you really believe it, you're going to achieve it. And I've been having this mentality since I was 16. And at first, like, being a 16-year-old, you're very young, you're very inspired, and like, I'm very glad I did it, right? And I only really knew one other person, like one of my good friends who was doing this. It was just me and him. We would always talk about this stuff, and then one of our other friends would talk about this. Just us three, right? And the funny thing is, right? Get this right, guys. The people who believed in this idea are very well off, right? We were all doing very well. We were all doing the things we want to do. We're making good amount of money. We're doing very blessed, right? Man, it's crazy, right? Because like none of my friends believe it besides me and two other guys, right? But it's crazy, right? And so the reason I want to say that is because it's very powerful that you tell yourself this and that you actually believe it, right? I think because it's now trending on social media, people were like, "Oh, if you just tell yourself this is gonna happen." No. It's not. It's not that simple, right? It's like you have to like physically believe it, and nobody but yourself can do that. Like, you can't just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna drive a Lamborghini," and say that every single day, because it doesn't mean anything. It's like you have to like seriously believe. You have to wake up and be like, "I'm going to achieve this, no matter what happens." Like, and if you believe that, I'm telling you right now, it's very, 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 very fucking hard to fail. Because, again, I'm someone who also believes in the idea of like, it's just, your brain is like a muscle, right? You have to train your brain to think and to operate a certain way. If you think back into like the days of our ancestors who were back out in the middle of the wild forest, right? If they looked into a bush and they saw some shit moving around, and then something jumps out and attacks a guy, right? What's their instinct going forward now? Anytime they look at a bush and there's some shit moving around, they're gonna dip, they're gonna leave, they're not gonna touch it, right? Because they understand that that first time they went near it, they got attacked, something happened. The same thing with your brain, right? You have to like understand that you can train this to think a certain way. You can train it to do whatever you want to, and that separates people with good mentalities and people with bad mentalities. If you wake up every single day and you say, I feel like shit. I don't want to do anything. I suck. How do you think that's gonna how do you think that's gonna translate into happiness? It's not. And I know this because that's what I was like around 2 years ago. So again, give a full story. From 16 to 18, I was like this. COVID hit. I went into like a little bit of a mental spiral because I was basically self-isolated in a place, and everyone's like, oh, well, everyone's isolated. I mean, like, I was seriously not talking to anybody. I'm sure there's a lot of people like that. But I was seriously zero communication for the most part. It was very minimal for like a year. Maybe not a year, like 8 months, maybe 6 months. And what that taught me, right, is because if no one's familiar with like cabin fever, basically it drives you insane. And it drove me to a point where I was very negatively saying bad things about me on a daily basis because I wasn't succeeding, I was sucking in life. And then I moved out of the environment, moved into a new one, moved to a different place, like a different city. And then my life started getting better because I'm around people, started like kind of filling things out. And then I got back onto this train of saying, okay, I'm going to do this, right? And from that day on, I told myself I'm going to be successful. I've told everybody, I tell everybody this, I'm telling this camera, I'm going to be a millionaire by 27. I'm fully confident I'm going to be a millionaire by 27. And the reason I say this is because I seriously fucking believe it. The way my life is projected and the way I'm doing things is it's gonna happen. It's just patience, right? It's just patience. And I tell myself this and I believe it and like I know for a fact it's gonna happen, and that's the difference, right? If you just think and you just say, I'm gonna do this, or you write in your journal, I'm gonna do this, but there's no belief in it, it doesn't really fucking matter. You're wasting your time. You have to like seriously have this like deep level belief that you're going to achieve your goals. Also, something I've realized too is like with achieving anything in life, you also have to be very patient. One of the things I struggled with growing up and kind of struggled with for a while was the comparison and the thief of joy, right? The idea that like you see other people in a certain lifestyle you want, and it makes you kind of shit on yourself. It makes you be like, oh damn, I'm not doing what I just need to do. And it's kind of crazy, especially the world nowadays, because if you go on your social media page, I mean, you see people younger than me making a lot of money, and respect to them, they did it, right? But you also have to understand that that's like a very small percent of people, right? Most people realistically won't become successful until they're 25, 26. If you watch, I forgot the guy's name, the School of Hard Knocks. Yeah, that guy. If you watch a lot of the videos and a lot of the interviews he makes, he talks to some of the most successful people in the world, right? Some of the most successful people in the world, and they'll tell you like they didn't really start getting success till they were like mid-20s, right? So it's nothing wrong with being behind or feeling like you're behind at a young age. Because there's people who are 17, 18 who are like feeling like shit. I'm like, dude, you're 17, 18. You're gonna be okay. You have to just be patient. Set realistic goals, right? And if you set realistic goals and you, again, try your ass off every single day and you believe and tell yourself you're gonna achieve it, you're gonna be successful, right? It's not like rocket science. It's not like this. Again, there's a little bit of luck to it, but at the end of the day, it's like you just have to like believe it, right? Sorry, I got like an iPhone. I'm recording on an iPhone, but yeah. Again, consistency is the biggest thing in the world, and being able to believe in an idea is going to make you achieve it. Again, I know I've said it several times throughout the video, but like, it's just crazy to me that people seriously don't believe that way. Like, it doesn't make sense in my head. But going back and transitioning back to the whole video, right, is that patience and just being able to understand that nothing comes with ease, right? And also learning to pivot when you need to pivot, right? If you think of like sports, right? The best sport analogy I can think of is soccer, right? If a defender is coming at you, right? You have two actions, right? You can either think of something to do to juke the guy, or you could just let the motherfucker come at you, steal the ball, right? And so what you have to do is when things like opportunities come to your life, you have to figure out what the fuck to do before it happens, right? But most people they kind of just blindly think, and they just think, okay, I'm just going to try it out and see what happens. And 9 out of 10 times, it doesn't fucking work. Again, if a defender is coming towards you, right, and you just say, oh, I'll just do this, fuck it, whatever, you're not going to, like, you can get some luck, get by the guy, but chances are you're going to have a lot more success if you think about it, you read what the guy's doing, and then you go make the action around it. Chances of being successful way higher. Same thing with any action you do in your life, right? Because you're going to get opportunities. If you put yourself in a good environment, you're going to have opportunities. But you need to understand when to take it, when to say no. And if you say yes to everything, you're going to get fucked. Like, seriously, and that's what fucked me. I said yes to everything, and I realized, wow, that screwed me over. But I'm at a point where I, like, sit there with any action I do. I think about the good cost, the bad cost, right? And it saved me countless hours. There's a lot of bad things I could have put myself in. A lot of everything, right? But learning those mistakes, learning to bounce around them, and learning really taught me not to do it again. And that's kind of what you have to do. Again, anything I say, I mean, whatever I say in this video, some of you might apply, some of you might not. Worst comes to worst, though, like, you're all going to fucking go through the same shit. It's the truth, right? Because I did. I watched a lot of content. Try to like take everything I did and was like, oh, I don't do this now. Well, chances are you're going to make the mistake, and then you're going to realize, oh, fuck, that thing I learned, I need to apply it. And then that's when you start thinking about it. Again, I did this recently. I'll give you an idea, right? Like 2 days ago, I got rained because I bullshitted with the client. You know, the client wanted something that was like a little unrealistic, and kind of bullshitted with them. And I was basically like talking to the team, and they were like, "Yeah, I was stupid." Like, you know, and they're like, "Remember that video that like we told you to watch?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, like the video." And in the video, basically, the idea was the guy was like, with customers, with clients, never tell them no. Like, say, "Oh, I'll try to find a solution," and even if you can't find a solution and you know there's no solution, just tell them that, because they're gonna feel a lot happier than you just saying no. And it's basically, and I was like, "Oh shit, you're right." And now I understand, because I seen the mistake, seen it happen. Now I can, anytime that happens again, I can be like, "Oh, okay, this video, right?" And that's really what you treat everything you learn, right? Like everything I'm saying, it's gonna work, but understand that it doesn't really matter what I say, because you're not gonna think about it until you already make the mistake. It's just make the mistake, understand it, apply concepts, and then never do it again. If you keep on making the same mistake multiple times, you're fucked. Like you have to really be happy with that shit. But yeah, that's everything I have to say. Again, anyone who's young watching this, like, if you're young, just don't worry. Like, everything's gonna be fine. Believe in yourself, and like actually believe in yourself, and everything you want to achieve is gonna happen. It's a time, it's a patience thing. It's a lot of smart decisions, knowing when to deal with left, don't let the defender hit you type of decisions. But if you really, really believe in it, you're gonna be fine, and you're gonna be fine. So, peace out, guys.